Hello and welcome back to another TEKDEP tutorial. My name is Nicholas and today we are going to be doing an entire teardown of the Samsung Galaxy Book 4 model NP950. This is a popular laptop from the last few years because of not only how sleek and cool it looks, but because it is rather powerful. These ones actually come with the Intel Evo chip, which was one of the first chips that they made to really enhance battery life while not sacrificing any power, especially when a lot of people were working from home. So this is a great computer to repair. Now I'm going to go through the entire repairability of it, and we're going to have links to all of our parts that we have for this computer. So feel free to stick along and you can skip around to whichever repair that you need. All that being said, let's get started. All right, first thing to do, like with any laptop, is take off the bottom plate, but this one has 4 hidden screws and they're all under the feet on the very bottom. So we'll go ahead and get under them with our pry tool and pull off each of the 4. And then there are 4 Phillips head screws. They are rather small, so I would use something around like a 2.0 or maybe even something a little smaller, like a 1.5 to get these. After all that is taken out, all you will need is some kind of suction. I recommend our TEKDEP branded suction cups that we have in our TEKDEP tool sets, but we also sell a few other ones if you wanted to buy a different one. But with that, you were just going to very carefully connect it to the bottom case and pull up until there is a gap, and then you can go under afterwards with your pry tool and unclip everything. Same with the other side, and then it should simply pop right off. Then next step is to unclip the battery. All you need to do is just go under it with our pry tool. Whenever you open up any computer, the first thing you want to do is disconnect the battery source, because working on a computer with a circuit that is live can not only damage the computer, but could potentially damage the data inside of it and other components. So make sure to always disconnect it from the battery before you start working. Now, with a computer like this, there are a few repairs that are rather simple that someone might have to do within the lifespan of this computer. The first one being the battery. The battery is rather simple. It has the same exact screw size as the screws on the back, so you can just use the same one and then just go ahead and undo the 2 screws on the bottom and then the 2 screws in the middle. And once you're done with that, you can very gently pick up the battery and remove it. These batteries are something that you can find with the Samsung OEM brand or aftermarket, but it is something rather simple to swap out. So if you need to, you simply put it back in, screw on the 4 screws and reconnect the battery connector, and then you should be good to go. One of the next more common ones relates to either the speakers or the fans. Fans and speakers can go out periodically, whether the speaker goes out because you have blown it out, played it too loud, and then that needs to be replaced, or the fans simply just die. Unfortunately, fans do have a small lifespan, especially when they are regulating temperature pretty regularly. So in order to take out, they just have the same Phillips head. In this case, there is 2 ribbon cables that we will have to take out first. We'll start with the left one. The ribbon cable has a little clip, which you can see right here. And we're just going to get under it with our pry tool, flip it up. Oh, sorry, it is on the back actually. And then you just pull it out gently and unscrew 3 screws that are holding it down. And same thing with the right fan. Flip up the little clip on this side So facing opposite of the cable, and then pull on the cable and the 3 screws holding it in. And then all you need to do is simply lift up, and you can remove both of the fans like so. And then if you did want to reinstall them, it is as simple as putting them in, screwing the 3 screws on, and inserting the ribbon cable into the side, and then tightening it by flipping the hatch down. The next one that is very common is the speakers. So we'll move on to those. The speakers are held in place by a few clips over here on the right and left side. So we can start by taking those off simply by going under it with your pry tool or your finger. From the front, seems like it's the easiest. Same thing with the other side. Get under it in the front like so. It should just pop right out. Then after that, all you need to do is simply pick up the speakers. And then if you have them, place them with new or used speakers in the same way, and then clip in both of the clips. Next, this is a more of a common one if people want to upgrade their storage. These come standard with like a 512 gigabyte or maybe even a 1 terabyte. But in this case, if you did want to put an SSD that had more storage, you would be able to take it out here. We even do cloning, data recovery, and migration needs if you need us to. So if you are upgrading because of a damaged SSD, or you just want to make sure that all of your data is transferred correctly to your SSD, you can send it in to us. Visit our webpage and go on to our mail and repair section. Then we can go ahead and take care of all of that for you, including data recovery. So any failed SSDs you might have. In this case, this board does have an extra SSD slot too. So this would be where you would put another one if you wanted extra storage. You would have to go into your computer and format it, but don't worry, we also help out with that stuff as well. So if you need help, feel free to give us a call. Next most important part is the main logic board and the USB I/O daughter board that also has the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip. So we're going to start probably by taking off the secondary board, and then we'll move over to the main board here. On the daughter board on the side, there are a few clips that we'll have to take off. This one over here is related to the top case camera. And then right here is the power cable. Then down at the bottom of the board, these 2 straps here are for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. You just kind of get under them and lift up. And then right here is a top case connection. And then this cable connecting the daughter board to the main logic board. With that removed, we can take off the screws that are holding everything down. Once all the screws are taken out, you just kind of gently lift up the daughter board and slowly rise it out as not to damage it. So in the event that a common damage that a lot of people have is either a broken USB-C port, or maybe even something gets stuck in your micro SD slot. Both of these are repairable, and we do have microsoldering available. So that's another service that you can definitely take advantage of if you need it. Feel free to reach out on our website, and we can definitely help you out with certain things like that. Next, we are going to take out the main logic board. This logic board will have a few remaining flex cables that we will have to take out. Another one related to the top case LCD. Then down at the bottom is the keyboard flex cable. And then the trackpad over here in the middle. And then also this little strip can be taken off all the way to the right. With all the flex cables disconnected, we can now go ahead and undo all of the screws. So there are a couple holding down heatsink portion, which we're going to leave together because usually when you have a laptop, you want to leave the heatsink on with the logic board. And then there are a bunch of screws around as well. All of those screws removed. With all of those screws removed, we are now able to gently lift up our logic board, making sure that we gently pull away any of the cables as to not break anything or bend the logic board. And then we'll put this onto the side. One thing to note is that the RAM on these logic boards is soldered on. So it is an unupgradable RAM, unfortunately. But sometimes what people do is you can buy an upgraded logic board, and then that also has upgraded RAM in it. So some of the times it is cheaper to do that than to buy the entire new version. Instead, you would get a used and then upgrade the entire board so you could get a better computer for less money. And that is something we do here. After all that is done, there is another pretty common fix that a lot of people like to do, and that is the display. I'm going to go ahead and show you it here. What you don't need to remove the display assembly is the logic board or really any of the other internal parts. All you need to do is simply undo these two connections and then unscrew the top case hinges. And that would be the same screw that we've been using this whole time on our TEKDEP screwdriver, which you can find down at TEKDEP.com. Feel free to get you one of those because we have plenty of bits, and especially one like this you may not be familiar with because this entire computer has a very specific Phillips head, but our TEKDEP screwdriver 145-in-1 kit has it. So feel free to take a look at that. But in order to take off the display, we'll start with the top left hinge and then move on to the right hinge. And with all of the hinge screws taken off, all you simply need to do is extend the top case from the display like so, and then it will pop right off and disconnect your top case from your display assembly, which this is the easiest way to replace your display, simply by getting a different assembly online, going in and reassembling it and plugging in the correct cables. If you want a specific video on just that, feel free to leave us a comment. I'm sure we can get one there for you. And if enough people want it, we will definitely make that happen. The only few more things that some people might want to change out are the power cable or maybe the trackpad or even the keyboard. However, what we sell is a full plate. So we sell the entire top case, which includes the keyboard, the trackpad, the antennas, and the power button. So we will not be doing that today. But like I said, if there is any specific repairs, leave a comment down below and we may just be able to get to them and do that repair for you. So you would be able to, could even be a short. So check out our shorts page. We've been trying to post a lot of those too. But that's pretty much it. So you have successfully gotten through the entire teardown capability and repairability for the Samsung Galaxy Book 4 NP950. It is a good laptop. It's very thin, very light, and the battery is amazing. But unfortunately, there are some repairability challenges, which you might not know. but there are some little workarounds, like we said in the videos. So definitely give us a call. And if you've gotten through the whole video and there was a repair that you just don't want to risk, feel free to send it in. We have a full mail-in repair section on our website. That includes data recovery as well. So any data recovery or mail-in repair needs, feel free to go ahead and go to the link in the description down below and fill out the mail-in repair form. Get that sent to us so we can remove that headache from your life and just take care of it, because we all are busy and we got things to do. So feel free to go ahead and check us out. But with all of that being said, if you have enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like. And if you are not subscribed, subscribe will help, because we enjoy making these videos for you. And if there's any other videos, we may have it. So go ahead and take a look on our channel and find just the right repair for you. But thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.